Hey, good day to you. This is Stan Perchowski with Perchowski Estate Law, and this is the Ask Stan show every Thursday at 12 noon, where I answer all your estate planning questions submitted throughout the week. If you have a question about wills, trusts, Medicaid pre-planning, Medicaid crisis planning, the nursing home, or just estate planning in general, just send them to me here on Facebook or call me at 363-7222 or email me at perchowskiestatelaw@gmail.com. I'll answer them live on WKSR Radio, and we post them here on the Ask Stan show every Thursday. So, let's get right to it.
71, Fortune. Here comes our fortunes. Here comes that rainy day feeling again. That is the Stan Perchowski, attorney from Perchowski Estate Law, oldie of the week. He picks them.
I do.
You do pick some good stuff.
It was good, yeah.
Yeah, I was just telling Stan off mic, reminding you Friday on Andy's show, he's focusing on the class of 71. I'm sure that song will be one of them coming up, as he'll play great songs from that. You pick out some good stuff, and you said corporate clients are wanting to know what old are you picking this week?
Yeah, what's he going to pick this week?
Yeah. Good to have you. Tammy's with us this morning.
Yes.
Good to see you.
You too.
Hey, I want to remind everybody, of course, we're doing our seminar 1 week from today over there at Lawrenceburg at your sister station, WLX, at the back of the building called the Country Cafe. We're going to do that, that's Thursday, October the 1st. It's going to be October already. And we're doing that twice. We're going to do it at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to do it again at 6 p.m. If you want to come to that, come on over. It's not limited to Lawrenceburg. They just invited me to that venue. And give us a call at 363-7222 and talk to either Miss Tammy or Miss Alex, and they'll put you on the RSVP list. You know, we practice all the social distancing and cleanliness and guidelines that are necessary. But it's going to be good. It's called Wills, Trusts, and the Nursing Home. And that's just what we're going to talk about. But today what I want to talk about was precipitated by, one, got a call from a client that was called and said they were in a probate case, and as we probed into it, it's the probate of her husband, but her husband had passed away during the pendency of a divorce. They were divorcing and passed away, so of course they were still married, and she was involved in the probate. And there were some statistics brought to my attention from the National Academy of Family Law, or I forget the name, but where they anticipate large numbers of divorces coming out of 2020 and all the stuff that's happened in 2020. Now, whether that's true or not, I guess we'll find out later on, but it makes sense that that's a possibility. So it got me thinking about, divorcing. I mean, divorces are hard enough. They're not easy. A lot of difficult times, decisions to be made. Well, if you find yourself in this situation, or if you're going to be a casualty of 2020 in a divorce, I'm going to add another thing to the list, and that is you need to think about your planning issues, because whenever you have a life-changing event, and divorce certainly would be that, you need to deal with, your plans. Your plan is that thing that's on the shelf or at the bottom of the file cabinet, or the thing you never got around to doing in the first place. But either way, you either have to change it or you have to revisit it in case of a divorce. So, especially while it's ongoing, don't necessarily wait until the divorce is over, because during the divorce, a spouse has certain rights, and you want to make sure that their legal obligations are honored, and you want to make sure you have as much control as possible during the pendency of it. So, I want to talk about a few things that you need to do if you're involved in a divorce, not necessarily one this year, but if you got a divorce, things that need to be looked at. You need to look at your health care proxy. Now, you've heard me talk many times on the show here about power of attorney for health care, where you name somebody to make your decisions should you become incapacitated and unable to make your own. Well, you're more than likely, if you've got something like that in place, you more than likely have appointed your spouse. And if you're suffering a divorce, that may not be the person you want to put in that position. So you might want to update that. That's easy to do. Another thing that goes along with the power of attorney for health care is the durable power of attorney. And that's the power of attorney for everything else, mostly financial stuff. Now, you probably also executed one of those and named your spouse your primary power of attorney. That includes assets that you have now while you're alive, and it's an immediate power. And that should probably concern you, because if you're getting a divorce where the court is trying to divide marital property and you put somebody in charge of your assets, that could be problematic. So those could be taken or escape the court's jurisdiction That's certainly something to put in place immediately. I would recommend that's one of the first things that you do, even during the pendency of the divorce, shortly after the papers were filed. The other thing is you want to look at, when you get into divorce, go talk to your attorney and find out what can you alter during the pendency of it. Because we've got the pensions, retirement accounts, 401ks that you usually can't change the beneficiary. Under Tennessee law, there's a automatic restriction put in that you can't change these beneficiaries until the divorce becomes final. So you need to give that some thought, and when it does become final, you need to visit that and deal with it, because you don't want to forget about the beneficiaries. You might want to, if you have just a will, you might want to update that, because do you really want your current spouse in charge of your estate? You would want to remove them as the executor. Another thing is the guardianship issue. Now, what about guardianship of minor children? Now, if something happens to you, this living spouse, the ex-spouse is probably going to be the guardian because they're going to enjoy parental rights, but it's good to name an alternative just in case. But the other thing is, you got to keep in mind that if you leave any wealth to a minor child, of course the minor child can't take that wealth as a minor, so they'll have to have a financial guardian appointed, and more than likely that's going to be the surviving spouse. So if you're going to leave a bunch of wealth to your children, do you want your divorcing spouse to be in charge of that money for those children? Probably not. If you had a prenuptial or even a postnuptial, you might want to take a look at those and make sure that those still reflect what you want. I mean, if you have a prenuptial and hopefully your divorce attorney reviewed that in light of a divorce, is what they're for. If that attorney did not, first thing you need to do is get a new attorney. The second thing you need to do is review that and make sure that reflects what needs to be done. And if you have a trust plan, if you come to me and we've done a trust plan, you want to amend your trust, because we talk about revocable living trusts. You might want to revoke that because that's exactly what they're for. I would do that immediately, and we can rewrite that, and we can put the people in charge, especially like I just mentioned, the guardianship to minor children. If you're going to leave them any wealth or inheritance, we can immediately put somebody you trust as trustee over their wealth as they get it, and that way it's somebody that you pick and it's taken care of immediately. We can do that right away. So anyway, so all in all, just revisit the plan after your divorce is finalized, because one of the things that get overlooked are these beneficiary designations. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people go through a divorce, been diligent, changed things, but they forgot about things like life insurance or 401ks that are beneficiary driven, and they've not changed them. And lo and behold, the ex-spouse now inheritance, and that can have some very undesirable consequences. So give it some thought. If you need some help, talk to your attorney, give me a call. I'll be glad to help out. Anyway, that's what we do at Pachowski Estate Law. We do estate planning, we do elder law planning, Medicaid planning, crisis planning. That's what we do every day, all day, and that's all that we do. So any of those issues come up, just give me a call, 363-7222. If you want to hear what we have to say about wills, trust, and the nursing home, come to my live free educational seminar in person at WLX October 1st, 1 week from today, over in Lawrenceburg.
That's right, and they're right there on Locust Avenue, right there
Right.
on the main drag. So
Like you always say, look for the monster tower.
that's right. They're literally right at the bottom of it.
You
They
get
really
it
are.
up where that thing touches the ground is the door to come into the country cafe.
That's right. That's right. Good program today, Stan. Thank you, sir. And Tammy, it's good that you came in. Well, come on up to that mic, girl. What you been up to lately, other than shopping? What have you been up to?
We're not doing any of that. We don't have time.
I'm just teasing
Oh,
me.
yeah. No, well, just wanted to let people out there know that Star Theater is still alive. We didn't suffer too bad of a damage throughout the pandemic. In fact, we've been doing some renovations. So I think that our folks that are going to be coming back when we're able to do so, we're going to be really excited about our entire renovation of the backstage.
Yep.
We're going to do some work out in the main house too. We've got the lobby redone. I mean, it's just going to be some really nice changes that you're going to see.
Well, the day will come that there will be shows again. That day will be coming.
This
That's
is
right.
true.
That's right.
Yeah, so we're even talking about possibly doing something around Christmas time. So
Great.
I may come in next week and talk more about that once we have the details.
Always welcome. We're glad you
Yeah.
keep us up to date on that, man. I tell you, a lot to keep up with these days. And
We do have one thing going on though that I have to give a shout out to Regina Blatt. She is with PPF Investigations, and it's the pursuit of paranormal facts. Now she's in charge of all of our ghost hunt tours that go on in Antoinette Hall. And she's brought in just fabulous people from all over the country to see our beautiful hall. And in doing so, all of the proceeds that are collected go to the hall. And she's got one coming up here. Now, this is for Halloween night. Because of social distancing, we're only able to do, she's only able to draw tickets for 2 people and their guests. But you will get, you and a guest, if you win, will get to come in and ghost hunt with them from 7 o'clock until midnight on Halloween night in Antoinette Hall. So this is a private event. Mask will be required, and you'll have to sign a waiver, of course, because we always do that with these type of events. But if you go to my Facebook page, Tammy Perchowski or Star Theater, or PPF Investigations, that's P as in Paul, P as in Paul, F as in Frank, Investigations, and it's got the information on there, a great video that they produced about it, and we are just so excited. Tickets are $10, and it's, you know, a chance to get in to ghost hunt Antoinette Hall.
Are you telling us Antoinette Hall is haunted?
I am.
Have you got a story you can share?
I have a couple of stories.
Well, lay it on us real quick. This is worth going over a minute or two.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
We had one tour early on when we were first starting it was some Martin College kids came in for a tour, and we were standing down by the stage. And, you know, it's got the raked stage,
Right.
and it's real dark and
Yes.
creepy and all. And one of the folks asked me what I thought was underneath that stage. And I said, well, the bodies of bad actors, of course. And all of a sudden, the fire door, there was a pop, and the fire door went shut.
Wow.
And we were all standing there, you know, with our little cell phones, and I went over and tried to open the door, and the door wouldn't open. I called Stan downstairs. I was thinking he was messing with us. He came upstairs. He opened the door from the outside, and those kids about mowed him over going down those stairs. Getting out.
Wow.
So that was my one. And then I've heard on nights when I've been downstairs working on sets, I've heard tapping upstairs, like tap dancing on the stage. And I'd go up there and it's silent. Come back downstairs, tapping again. Go upstairs, it's silent. So we have, there, from what we can determine and what Regina has determined, friendly. Nothing, you know, they're not into looking and summoning bad things. They're
right.
just investigative.
Yeah.
And they do it through a happy place.
Well,
so.
tell those ghosts that they need to get a mask on too.
Yeah, well, yes, we require that too. We have a sign up there telling them.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you being here. We got Stan Perchowski, Tammy Perchowski from Perchowski Estate Law, and Stan will be back with us at 8:30 again next Thursday morning. Thank you, sir.